right, good morning. I do have a request. Next year, Roberto, I really don't want to follow Brad one more time. This is the second year in a row. He always does great demos and puts me in a tough position to come up on stage and go back to kind of the normal slideshow. But a great opportunity to talk to you today. I appreciate that a lot. So my personal story to share with you is that most people don't realize that my college degree, at least my first college degree, is in wildlife management. And that doesn't mean that I work at Coco Bongo at night, actually. I tend to focus my wildlife management on the fun part of it today. I do have an electrical engineering degree from the University of Tennessee as well. So today we're going to talk about the mid-market in this session. We've been talking about the mid-market all week long. And I think what you'll find out in this session is why it's so important to us and why it can be so important and valuable to you as partners. I'm going to share with you a little bit of the statistics around what is the mid-market, why we're defining it the way we are, and then I'm going to share with you some futures and help you understand where we're going in the mid-market and some of the new offerings that we're going to give to you during 2014. So with that, how do we define the mid-market? We have decided, and this is an Avaya choice, we've decided to define the mid-market as 5,000 users and less. And we're going to separate the way we approach that market and from how we approach the enterprise market. So we have to have a line somewhere in the sand. 5,000 users is a great chance and opportunity to take a company that is growing and keep growing with them with the same product. And so one of the many things about this mid-market space is that these customers have multiple locations. They're not always just in one building. They have a national footprint sometimes. We've seen a lot of our mid-market customers with dozens of sites, if you will, and yet they're still, 500 user company. And most importantly on this slide is that the primary source for that mid-market space is you guys. It's our partners. And we want to make sure that we're delivering solutions to you that you can take to this space. One of my internal mantras with my team all the time is what's in it for the partner? What is the return we're giving to the partner on a new product we're building? And we always want to focus on delivering that to you so that I know that if you're making money, you're going to stay focused on delivering our products. So, I know this is a US-based slide, but it gives you the relevance of how big a market the mid-market is. And just the U.S. mid-market is the fifth largest economy in the world. $4.3 trillion, right? Big opportunity. I think some of the relevant points here on the slide is that the data shows that these customers have cash and they're ready to spend it. And they're ready to spend it on collaboration, as you'll see in a couple of more slides. Also, what's really relevant here is that in this mid-market space, 5,000 and below, that 25 they employ 25% more people than the enterprise does. So that's more user licenses, that's more endpoints, that's more collaboration, that's more video. All of that builds up because this is a larger install base. And we know that they actually want to spend that money that they have. Let's look at that. In the mid-market, the graph in front of you shows that the blue is 0 to 99. That's kind of what we've always called the small medium marketplace. And the top line is 100 to 250,000 seats, or 2,100 seats. So this says that the mid-market customer is very interested and ready to spend money on implementing UC. Now, I've asked the question's been asked to me a couple of times this week is, so what about the small medium market? Are you walking away from that? Is that not important? It is absolutely very important. In fact, we to you as a partner. And in fact, look at this, that call control slice is probably only 15% of the total circle of the total pie. And so when we're very happy and we're excited about the progress of the office in general, we speak about that a lot, but it's all the other stuff that can be pulled along with that full stack that has been talked about so often this week. And whether it's UCS or networking or even services that are attached to that. A great opportunity ahead of us as we continue to fulfill the opportunity in the market. We know the workforce, we've heard it already, is very mobile, and that the challenge in front of many of the IT professionals is how do you deal with that? And in fact, how do you secure that BYOD phenomenon going on? The IT initiative, rather than this thing say on the far right of the slide, is that on the IT initiative, rather it's a mid-market play or an enterprise play, they're really focused at how do they continue to extend more and more applications to mobile devices? How do they improve their security of those devices? How do they support more choices? It's not just BlackBerry, it's not just iOS on an iPhone. And you've got to expand their support for multiple choices. And of course, tablets, as we all know, are taking over the industry in many ways. I looked out in the audience before I started, there's just an enormous number of people using tablets today in this session. And it shows that we are mobile, we are active, we're probably the people even on their tablets today are working on capability back from their office. So what are some of the buying behavior differences? And I think you probably know these well, but let's think about this, is that in a mid-market, sometimes the sale is a little easier because there's less people that have to get approval from. There's less possibility that there's multiple departments involved in the decision. The need for and request for customization is smaller. That's going to be relevant here in a second as I go to another slide. And oftentimes what we see is that these are a lot of greenfield opportunities compared to evolutionary. We know in the enterprise sector where we've sold for years that the opportunity there is for progression. And the idea of getting those upgrades from them and selling them new collaboration services or new handsets and holding on to that customer through great service and quality. In the mid-market, there is a lot of greenfield opportunity. It turns a lot faster, and customers are more willing to take a little bit of risk on that turn. So, other relevant point here is that in the mid-market, customers are very reliant on you as a partner for your guidance, for your direction, for your input, and of course for your service. And I think those are what makes the mid-market really a unique offer and opportunity for us. Many of us are new to IT office, and I think that oftentimes we don't completely understand the full capabilities, but IT office is a very capable product. It is not just a call processing system, it's truly a UC system with full integrated voicemail capabilities, video conferencing that snaps on from the work we did with the Ravage solution package. We now have full web-based management as well as our traditional management. We have now fully virtualized IT Office. So 8.1, we've made IT Office available on a server, still running in a Linux environment, and now we have fully virtualized it available as Mosaic or in VMware or 4 or 5. The advantage there is we continue to grow the capacity of a solution like IT Office up to 2,000 users. You're going to run into opportunities that customers want to be able to put it into their data center that they already have in the VMware environment. The other advantage of virtualization, of course, is hosted. And I'll talk to you about that in a second. But in addition to all that great capability that's embedded within IT Office, selling the full stack is available the integration with Avaya SBC, where it's a slam dunk attached to that sale and up the opportunity for you. On the video side, as I already mentioned, we have the Avaya video solution that snaps in, provides rapid and scopia capability into an IP office environment that brings that mobility that Brett talked about to everyone in that office. And of course, networking, where we've gone through the trouble, this was mentioned earlier, I think, that we've gone through the trouble to set up a switch to work with IP office is one command. And it configures all the VLANs and all the things that might take hours to do on a competitive switch. So making it easier, making it more profitable when you sell full stack. All right. I also get asked, well, now that IP Office scales to 2,000 users, how do I know which one to sell? I sell Avaya Aura. I have customers who run it at 250 users, and I have IP Office that scales up to 2,000 users now. Well, a very simple analogy, and you're going to laugh at my analogy, but it's actually kind of appropriate in a way, is that you got to think of IP Office as the Hot Wheels, right? There's a lot of choice in what the colors they come in and the little sizes and the height, but it's pretty much fixed, and our costs are fixed. The cost and the price to you is as simple and cheap as it can get. But the opportunity is big, the volume is big. That expansion of where you can take that Hot Wheel is massive into the public sector, if you will. Meanwhile, I think of Avaya Aura as the Legos, right? I can take and build and customize almost anything with Legos. And you can see this really fancy car that was built out of Legos, took a lot longer to build. It's neater when it's done, and my costs were actually higher. The price to buy all the Legos that do that car on the right is probably, $50, $60 compared to the $1.99 Hot Wheel on the left. They're still both a toy. They're still both, at the end of the day, a car. But they really came from different worlds, if you will. And I think of IP Office and Aura providing that unique difference as well. IP Office is very simple, very neat, very contained. You can get it up in operation very quick. Where Aura, we know, is a little more complex, but offers so much more enrichment. And now that we've shipped collaboration environment on the latest release, 6.2 Pack 3 enables collaboration environment, you can take those Legos and turn them into something really cool. And that's the real difference between where IP Office is today and its simple, really fast capability to go in and install and reliable. Yet Aura can bring you something like this. And yes, it takes time to build it, but it's fully customized for that customer. So don't worry about the size so much of is it for 200 users or 5,000 users. Think about it as what does my customer really need? So they need that fully customized solution. Can I make more money if I bring in collaboration environment using customized apps? And that's the way you should approach the opportunity. So let's talk about the future, and I'm going to share with you a few things that we're doing in this calendar or fiscal year, I should say, over the next 11 months. If you're a member of the press, this is off the record. But at the same time, I think it's a great opportunity to be in front of an audience like this and share with you over the next 5 to 6 months what you might be seeing. When I started at Avaya 2 years ago, IP Office looked like this, those bottom 3 little squares. We had a little bit of functionality and 384 users. We then released 8.1, which brought the scale up to about 1,000 users, and we added video. We added some more security capability, a lot more connectivity, a lot more IP endpoints and soft endpoints were brought into the fold at that point. We just now released 9.0, and 9.0 brought the scalability of IP Office up to 2,000 users. And you can see where this is headed. Clearly, we're not limited by the architecture of IP Office might scale it. What we are limited to focus on is keeping it simple. And that's where it will never fully, it's not going to be a replacement for Oracle because that's not the focus of the product. Simplicity, profitability is. I talked to several partners out here today, and in fact, when they, or over the last few days, and when compared to a simple installation, it is much more profitable to use IT Office than it is Aura, because Aura's complexity can bring you more opportunity with that customer. But when it's a simple install, simple needs, and IT Office delivers it, it's going to be your most profitable solution. Now, where are we headed? So, 9 something, I don't know the actual number we're going to use yet, is going to bring you 2 new capabilities. Integrated, maybe kind of embedded call center, and as well as a whole new flavor of hosted capability for our partners to deliver IT Office. So I'm going to share with you over the next few slides of what those call center capabilities and hosted capabilities are going to be for us. This should be quite exciting because this is new opportunity and new revenue, and many of you have been asking for a hosted solution for quite a while. We're going to deliver it through a cloud-based offer with IT Office. So I'll come back to what's next on another slide. On the contact center side, we are delivering, and we're going to take the market by storm in the mid-market by delivering 2 brand new contact center solutions into this space. The first one is mostly what this slide is about. The second one's a little later in time. It's coming in the June-July timeframe. The first one is going to be available probably in the April timeframe. And it's designed to support 2 to 100 agents. It's of course going to be tailored for inbound capability. We already have Outbound Contact Express available in the market today. This is very focused at inbound. And it's going to deliver a really sweet, aggressive price point and the simplicity that we want IT Office to continue to have, with a very close relationship and integration with IT Office. And wherever possible, sharing databases, sharing licensing mechanisms, all of that make it very easy to learn, install, deploy, and support the service. So you can expect, and whether it's on the little graph, whether it's IT Office on a server, whether it's IT Office on dedicated hardware, this solution will plug into that. And in fact, because it's fully virtualized as well, in some cases we're going to be able to take it and run it on the same server that IT Office is running on. So both contact center and IT Office sharing the same virtual machine hardware. So with the contact center, expect that it's going to be available as early as April. We're going to get you all kinds of materials and training possibilities and let you understand how to go to market with it. We are starting relevancy as we're starting betas in December, and we think we've got a really good solution there. Following that is the next capability, which is really a great mid-market call center capability. And very focused at the mid-market regular IT offices, but is not dependent on IT Office. The solution I'm talking about here, IT Office Contact Center, is dependent on IT Office. The next solution works great with IT Office. We'll make sure that they're fully integrated, but also gives you a path for selling contact centers in the mid-market. So when do you sell which? So the take on this is, if you're an IT Office partner today, and you may be selling a third-party contact center product, which are some of them are very good. They've been helping us through the market while we didn't have a solution for many years. And the total capacity of your call center with that customer is going to be less than 100 agents, then probably best to lead with IT Office Contact Center. That's the first product coming out. If you're coming out of this market, which many of you are, from the contact center side, you really want to see, how do I sell a contact center down into the mid-market? How can I expand my business into the mid-market? Maybe how do I get selling IT Office as well? The The contact center Select, which that name may change yet, but I'm going to give you that name, contact center Select, is probably the product that you should go with. A little richer functionality, really focused at selling into that mid-market space, and not totally tied to IT office, like IT office. So that's a little preview of where we're headed with contact center. A great opportunity for all of us to expand the market opportunity, bring some richness of application to IT office that hasn't been there before. So let's talk about cloud and IT office next. Many of you have probably heard different things. I saw on different slides over the week, but we are going to offer IT office as a complete cloud-hosted solution to you as our partner. And how we're going to get there is through a variety of ways. It's been a calculated step and process through the last few releases as we went to a server-based architecture that was in our plans to get to cloud. As we went to virtualization in this release, that was necessary to get to cloud. And now we're going to fully implement cloud as an opportunity. So it is partner-based, and we are going to continue to focus in this market space on you guys and making sure that what we're delivering is for you and not directly for the customer. It's also going to extend a hybrid opportunity. So what this meant there is that we have a huge install base of IT office out there. So if you just take that customer and move them to the cloud, well, that might be a hard pitch. However, with the cloud services that we'll be offering, you can sell them additional applications to the office that they have on installed. So they can keep their IT office on-prem and yet run cloud-based services from you delivered through the Avaya hosted opportunity. We will provide all the infrastructure if you want it. And that's a choice in the fact that we will become completely, as you'll see in the next few slides, we can completely provide you everything you need. You can start selling IT office hosted as soon as you're trained on IT office, as most of you already are. Or we're going to enable you to do your own hosting as well. So we're going to facilitate different models, including an OpEx model that allows you to pay as you go or as you sell, if you will, to your customers. So think about this in a couple of different ways. First of all, when we are hosting for you. So at this point, in this left-hand side, is you probably don't have the hosting infrastructure. You're not sure about whether you want to go set it up. You may not have a billing infrastructure to bill the customers on a monthly basis for usage. And you may not want to invest in the resources to build up the portal. We're going to offer you a completely hosted solution that you can you can co-brand with us, put your label on it, powered by Avaya, and yet it's still IT office. It's still completely IT office, and in fact, your installers don't have to learn anything else other than the equipment's not on-prem. It's just in the cloud. On the right-hand side, obviously the price to you on the right-hand side is going to be the lowest price, but this assumes that you are going to put up the hosting infrastructure. You're going to have the billing infrastructure. You have the relationships with the telcos, et cetera, to deliver to trunking. And if you're outside of North America initially, this is your only choice because as we step through this, will be available first in the U.S. We can make it available in other countries as we see opportunities where we're hosting it, but we need to know about those and not just put it worldwide also. So we're willing to work with you on those, but available in the U.S. first. And even in this right-hand side, when you're doing the hosting, we can still provide that to you in an OpEx model. And how are we going to do that? There's a lot of detail on this chart, and I won't go through it. The one column that I haven't talked about is that self-service column that we have active today. It's called Avaya Connect. We have very few how to bring customers up in 10 seconds and have them on a system. And that infrastructure is being used to deliver the Avaya hosted and the Avaya cloud edition for Universe. And so that's where we get the similarities, if you will. I often get asked, are we going to keep this self-service one alive where it's kind of for customers with 5 to 10 users? And the answer is likely we're going to keep it alive, but it's going to be priced to the point where for a customer that you're selling to, you're going to be at a much more effective price than the customer who's doing their self-service. So we'll make it competitive for you. And why would we keep the self-service alive so we can keep learning from it? The common line across the bottom on here is that all three systems, whether it's self-subscription, we're hosting it for you, or you're hosting it, is that we can provide you OpEx, so you pay as you go. You turn on a user, you'll pay for that user. And not paying ahead of time for CapEx, not paying ahead of time for rights to that user in the future. We provide common analytics. We're going to provide subscription management. We're going to provide customer tracking for you. And we're, of course, going to provide all the licensing capabilities as well. So there's a lot of common infrastructure across the board on a hosted model. But you can come and get it any way you want. We can host it for you, and you can host it yourself. And of course, if that's not of interest, and you want to go host the IP office today, it's available. It's virtualized. You can go do it all on your own. If you like the bottom line of us being able to help you with some of those capabilities, provide you OpEx, etc., we can do that as well. So, just a couple of slides on what it's going to look like. And there'll be a registration page where you can come in and register as a partner and establish yourself as someone who's using Avaya hosted. You can subscribe to customers. I'm sorry, they're not really that readable, but you can go in and subscribe to customers to a system. Once they've added that subscription, the system is then set up based on the number of users. What we're doing in the background is we're spinning up a virtual machine. This is all in a live process, and that virtual machine is coming up and ready to run however many customers or users you want to put onto that system. And within minutes, you can be sitting at the customer site. Within minutes, their system can be up and running, and they can be running soft clients literally within minutes of turning on their system. And that's, of course, a great advantage of hosted, but the other advantage is that OpEx model where it's paid for as you go per month. Once it's done, though, we're going to realize that what the benefit we're bringing you is IP Office. So all the configuration remains the same. That's the chart on the right. That's the IP Office configuration tool. They will remain the same to you. You're just now configuring the device that's in the cloud, not the one that's on-prem. And, of course, you can get access to that anywhere. And all your customers are contained in that portal. So lots of usage reports, etc., will be available to you. So a very cool path for both contact center and hosted. And where I'd say we differentiate ourselves here, and where it's a huge advantage to you, is we're not asking you to learn anything new. We're not establishing a brand new hosted service. This is IP Office. It's IP Office hosted, and it's the exact same product. So customers who are already on IP Office can be converted to a hosted model within seconds, and their hardware could be a gateway for them on-prem. So we're bringing you a great path towards that hosted model, and not something new you have to go learn, unlike some of our competition. Obviously, on the far right, we haven't let up on the gas pedal. We're still investing heavily. One of the big things we get asked for is web conferencing. When are we going to have a fully integrated web conferencing system? We are working on it. It is planned to be in that next release of IP conclusion, a few things about why you should sell IP Office. First of all, product quality. Product quality has been phenomenal on IP Office. We had one cap case over the last year on IP Office that was product related. We have a couple that were product related, but one that was product related. So we've maintained, and we will, I guarantee you, maintain high quality on this solution. To keep it simple, to keep it effective and profitable, it has to be high quality. And we dwell on that a lot within the product. Customer satisfaction. Anybody remember what the Net Promoter Score is for Avaya last year? 41, very good. Net Promoter Score on IT Office, 56. Phenomenal. We really appreciate all the hard work you guys put into that. That is a phenomenal number. Way above excellent. And that means that these customers are promoting for us and doing our selling marketing, if you will, to others that this is a phenomenal product. This is where we're investing, and it is our direction. It doesn't mean I'm not investing in other products. I'm investing heavily in Avaya. I'm investing heavily in endpoints as well in my organization. But I'm also investing heavily in IT Office and its direction. And you can count on a rhythm from us on releases and capabilities while we continue to expand the opportunity. We have something about like 360,000 systems installed. Anybody want to know how many customers ShoreTel has? We hear their name a lot, right? We're trying to, everybody's competing with ShoreTel. 5,000. 5,000 is big dash left. 28,000 premise-based sites. 28,000. 360,000 systems. We're now sold more IP Office than we ever sold DCM. It's a phenomenal product. You guys are amazing. In addition, a single product that scales from 5 to 2,000 users. Same training, same installation, same capability. We can run 1,500 users on one server. That gives you the best total cost of ownership in the market, by far. It's the same product, as I just told you with the hosted model, whether it's premise-based, hybrid-based, hosted, whatever, it's the same product. And that's because the architecture of the product allows us to put it on a piece of hardware that's dedicated, put it on a server, or virtualize it in the cloud. And we know that simplicity drives profitability, and I guarantee you that that's one of the goals that we've always maintained on IP Office is simplicity. It's got to install quickly, it's got to install fast, it's got to be reliable, it's got to be quality. And we bring you the opportunity to sell the full stack. And I think that we don't do that enough. We have programs like S3I in place, bringing that into Kela as well, I understand. Let's take advantage of that and really take advantage of the integration that we've done in some of those full stack capabilities. Once again, I really appreciate the fact that you guys are so keen on the mid-market. It has grown phenomenally over the years. The numbers are just fantastic. I'm proud to be associated with it, but I'm very, very pleased and happy and proud that you guys sell the heck out of it. So congratulations. Thanks very much.